I've been traveling around a bunch. I went to Amsterdam. I'm telling you, if you're a drug addict or a pervert, Amsterdam has got what you need, for sure. I myself, pervert. I checked out the red light district, Ryan, where all the ladies, they stand in the doorways and try and chat you out of your money. And I came home and I was telling my mom about my vacation. And she was like, oh, I could never do that. All the standing. Really, Mom? That's the reason you're not a hooker in Amsterdam? What a horrible thing to find out. I told you before my mom is single, so I'm trying to help her meet somebody, so I got her a Match.com account, which has been a nightmare. That is a terrible idea. First of all, she asked my advice because on Match.com you need a little tagline to introduce yourself, and she asked my advice because she had written, "Hello." Put a little effort in, Mom. You're trying to meet somebody, all right? She's like, "How about red light party lady?" And I was like, "That's too much effort. I think we can find something better than that." And, also, she needs help with the computer because she doesn't know computer stuff. She doesn't know how to upload a photo, so she needs my help with that. And you know when your parents ask for help with the computer, you think it's gonna take 10 minutes, and then you sit down and slowly you realize this is a rabbit hole that descends into the ninth circle of hell. Right? You can be there any amount of time. You come out, you're in a vortex. 3 days later, oh my God, I have a beard now. How long was I here? So I get it all set up for my mom, right? I get the pictures uploaded, the profile, it's all done. I'm like, all right, Mom, you just get on there and just chat up a man. You just chat up a man. And she was like, well, what do you think I should say? I was like, I'm just saying, guys, you don't understand the depths of psychological torture until you sat beside your mother, as I have, typing into her Match.com account, trying to pick up men for your mother on the internet. And my mother's a lovely person, but I don't understand her behavior at all. I don't get watching my mother make a decision is like watching a movie with The Rock in it. The whole time you're like, well, that doesn't make sense. If I can tell you guys a story, 6 years ago I drove my mother home from my cousin's Christmas party, and I had to stop to use the bank machine, right? So I stop at the curbside, throw the hazards on, I go use the machine, and another car is pulled up behind us and just laid on the horn. Which is weird because we are on a 4-lane street at midnight on Christmas Eve. We're literally the only 2 cars on the road. This guy pulls up behind me and he's like, oh, great, traffic, and lays on the horn. I'm getting to the car, I'm like, what do you want me to do, buddy? I'm getting into the car, I can't get in any faster. And I don't know what's going on in his head, but this guy just guns it right into my trunk. Just smashes into me and then reverses and goes. Like this is a dance battle and now it's my turn. And I'm yelling at this guy, but now I can see in his eyes, this guy is not just somebody who had a bad day at the mall. This guy is on crystal meth for sure. Because he's looking at me like, I'm gonna murder this dragon, or something. And I'm yelling at this guy, and then he just guns it right into me. Just hits me with his car, I land on the hood, he stops, I jump up, and I'm furious. I'm like, you better get out of your car, son, because we're about to fight, and also exchange insurance information because you just hit me. But... And I'm yelling at this guy, he's yelling at me, unseen by either of us. My mother has gotten out of the passenger seat of my car, run behind both cars, and through his open window reaches in and tries to choke him to death. Can you imagine how crazy that is for this guy? Right, he's just out on Christmas Eve doing a little crystal meth like a citizen would. He runs into a dragon and then the dragon's mom tries to kill him? What kind of crazy trip is that? So he just freaks out and guns it and he swerves around me and takes off. And it sounds like the story is over because you assume my mother let go. Nope. My mother ran alongside a moving vehicle trying to choke a man to death until she couldn't keep up anymore. And she got thrown clear. And she got thrown. She slid 35, 40 feet on the wet cement in her white fur coat. My mother's P. Diddy. Just slid. And I'm freaking out. She's 62 years old at the time. She could have been like hurt. She could have broken her hip or her face. I'm so where I run over. I'm like, oh my God, Mom, are you okay? Are you okay? I get over to her. She jumps up and says, we're going after him. What are we gonna do if we catch him, Mom? You and me against this crystal meth addict. And then she turned to me and said something you never think your mother's gonna say to you. She turned to me and said, you know what we're gonna do? Street justice. It's like, well, that should be your tagline for Match.com. I don't know.